Welcome to a rainy day in England. Yes, the heavens have opened and it is pouring with rain right now. I'm standing under my lovely little gazebo and there are leaks. There are gaps where the water is actually coming through. So you might see the occasional drip on the screen today. Talking of drips, I will be with you on camera in a few moments, but first of all, can I just say, please bear with me because today I'm not feeling very well. I'm still under the weather. My cold has got slightly worse, so I'm not feeling very well. There you can see in the distance the rain falling. Everything looks very murky today, very unsettled, and yes, it's raining right now. You might be able to hear the rain falling above my head as I speak to you. So, where am I? Where is that other drip? By the way, the word drip can mean a person who is not very strong, or maybe a person who has a weak character. So, yes, we can say drip. It isn't a very nice term. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Do you feel better than me? I hope so. So this is day 2 of Mr. Duncan's terrible cold. So I'm full of cold. I didn't sleep very well last night. I kept waking up, coughing and sneezing. So far today I have sneezed 937 times today. So I have been counting. Yesterday, I over 1,000. Yesterday, over 1,000 times I actually sneezed yesterday. But today, yes, only a few, not as many. But there might be some during today's live stream. So I do have some video clips on standby, just in case my voice becomes too hard to use, or maybe for you, too hard to listen to. It's raining, it's pouring, I'm standing in my garden, getting very wet. So hello to everyone on the live stream. Shall I say hello to the live chat? Because the live chat is why we are here, to help you with your English studies and also to improve your English listening. It's me, Mr. Duncan. Feeling a little under the weather today, but I couldn't resist doing a live stream. As I said yesterday, I love doing this, even though I'm feeling ill and unwell and sick. I am still here with you. So hello to the live chat. Hello to Martha Poland. Nice to see you here today. And yes, as usual, I will give you my super duper round of applause. Why not? So well done, Martha. You are first on today's live chat, and I am about to sneeze. Excuse me. You see? I knew this would happen. No. Yes. No. Okay. Maybe later. Also, Grace Chin is here as well. Thank you, Grace, for joining me today in my garden in the rain. The rain has been falling, and we have a tropical rainstorm coming tomorrow. Hurricane or tropical storm Humberto is coming tomorrow. So everything is happening at the moment here in the UK. Hello to Martha. Maria. Even my eyesight is starting to fail. So hello to Maria. Hello Guadalupe. Hello Belarusia. Nice to see you here as well. Lots of people here on the live chat. Also, hello to Tomek. Hi, Tomek. Nice to see you here today. Also, Tong Tui is here. Mika! Hello, Mika. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for sharing my misery. I'm sure a lot of people don't want to sit down in front of their computer and watch me feeling miserable. But I will try my best to stay happy just for you. Okay? Is that a deal? Serena is here. Hello, Serena, watching in Italy. Italia. Nice to see you here as well. Massimo is here also. Don't forget, by the way, don't forget, if you press this on your keyboard, you can actually have live captions. So for those who don't realise, this is all you have to do. Press C on your keyboard, and of course you can also go to the settings if you are watching on a mobile device. If you look up there on your screen, there should be a settings button, and you can actually activate the captions on there as well. Incredible. So I have my tissue, I have my tissue paper, my little handkerchief ready just in case I start sneezing, which at the moment is very likely. Very likely. Hello also to Chris Palmyra by Karula. Hello to you. That's a nice name, by the way. I like your name. Hello also to Anna. I hope you are feeling better. I wish I was feeling better. Unfortunately, I am still a little bit under the weather at the moment. So I still have my my cold, as you can see. I'm actually having difficulty speaking today, so yes, this might be a short stream, who knows? I don't think I've ever had to abandon a live stream before, so today might be the first time that I've had to stop doing a live stream because of illness. Hiba, hello Hiba. Yesterday I returned from a nice trip in northern Iraq. Nice to see you, Hiba. And it's great to have you here today on the live chat. Yes, the name of the game is Listening to English. And if you want, you can also share my misery of having a stinking cold. Stinking. I have a stinking cold. So when we say stinking, we mean the thing in question is terrible, unbearable. It is something that is horrible. So, stinking. I have a stinking cold. Hello also to Amra. Amra Wadi, hello to you as well. Nice to see you back here today. Don't forget, of course, I am with you every weekend. You can catch me on Saturday and Sunday every weekend. Can you believe it? So I am with you on Saturday and Sunday every weekend. And if you want to follow me on Facebook, you can. Also, you can email me. And if you want to make a donation to help my work continue, there is the address. There is the link right there. If you want to send a small donation, don't forget I do everything here for free. It costs nothing. I charge nothing for this. Amadou says, Mr. Duncan, I wish you a quick recovery from Accra. Thank you, Amadou. It's very kind of you to say that. Yes, I have enjoyed all of your lovely wishes for getting well soon. Thank you very much. Sergio is here. Hello, Sergio. Hope you're having a good day. I'm not sure how long this live stream will continue for, but I will try my best to survive, even if it's only 1 hour. Of course, hopefully later we will have a visit from Mr. Steve, and can I just say, he is the reason why I have a cold, because I caught the fever from Mr. Steve. So Steve actually gave me this horrible cold that I have right now. So I will be asking Mr. Steve to offer his apology. I will be asking him to give me an apology for giving me his stinky cold. Not very nice. Hibbar is here. Hibbar says, last Thursday was my birthday on the 19th of September. So I would like some special wishes from you. Hello, Hibbar, and congratulations on your birthday for last Thursday. And I'm sure everyone on the live chat will join me in saying happy birthday for last Thursday. Hello, Anna. Also to Zaza. Hello, Zaza. I like your name, by the way. It sounds a little bit like Jar Jar. There was a famous actress called Jar Jar Gabor. Very glamorous. Hello, Zaza. Nice to see you here today. Anna Kobe is here as well. Thank you very much for joining me. Ricardo. Hello, Ricardo. Nice to see you as well on the live chat. Hello, Sonia. Hello, Sonia. How are you? Do you feel better? No, I don't. I feel terrible today. But I couldn't let you down. So even though I'm feeling worse than yesterday, and yesterday was bad enough, I'm not too well. Valentin, hi Mr. Duncan. As it has been said earlier, we consider you as a very enthusiastic person. I always try my best. You are not weak, believe me. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. I'm feeling very weak today. I don't have much energy, and I didn't sleep very well last night. There is nothing worse than having your sleep disturbed. So I always like to have a good night's sleep. So that's another problem as well. Palmyra said, I spent all yesterday in a forest collecting mushrooms, and now I am resting with you all. What a pleasure. Thank you, Palmyra. And I hope you had a good day. I hope the weather was nice where you were yesterday, collecting your mushrooms. Axanth. Hello, Mr. Duncan. I hope you are better today. I'm afraid not. I don't feel well. I'm still feeling a little sick, to say the least. Premise Law says, is it would be raining correct? Not really, no. We don't normally say it would be raining. We might say it will be raining. So maybe if we have something planned in the future and we think that the weather might be bad, we could say it may be raining. It might be raining. It could rain. So we don't say it could be raining. We normally say it could rain. It might rain. Or it may rain. But not normally, no, we don't normally say it would be raining. It's very unusual to use that sort of phrase. Khalid, hello teacher, happy to join you. Thank you, Khalid. Although after watching me suffering live, you might not come back again, I don't know. This might put quite a few people off watching me, you see, because I'm not feeling very well. But don't worry. You won't catch my cold, unlike me, because I caught this from Mr. Steve. He gave me this cold. I have been watching your channel for at least 3 times a week, and I like it very much because because of your exquisite English accent. Well, I'm sorry my English accent is suffering today, as is my voice. Thank you, Zaza, again. And once more, I love your name. Jose says, good morning, everyone. Hi to see you here. Hi, it's great to see you back on the live chat. Caesar. Hello, Caesar. Nice to see you watching in Mexico. I would imagine that the weather is much better in Mexico than it is here. Having said that, the rain has now stopped. So you can see the rain has actually stopped now. It stopped. The rain has stopped. So there is some good news. The rain has stopped. Guadalupe says, I want to see Mr. Steve. Yes, you will see him later. He is coming on the live chat a little bit later on. And today I am hoping that he will offer his apology. I want him to apologise for giving me this terrible cold. Hello to Sukat. Hello, Sukat. And thank you very much for your lovely pictures and also the video that you sent of the little wild cat that you found. And it's a very interesting story, in fact, that how you actually came across the cat. So someone was handing it in to the vet, and then you decided to take it in for yourself and look after it. But now, as I understand it, I think the little cat that you found was not an ordinary cat. It was actually a bobcat. So I hope your little cat is okay. Thank you, Omri. Again, I believe you caught this flu since the live stream. Not only from yesterday, but also from the last live stream. I've caught this from Mr. Steve. Mr. Steve gave me this. So, in fact, this is all because of Mr. Steve. Nothing else. Ilya. Hello, Ilya. And hello to everyone on the live chat. That's very kind of you to say. Alamgia is here. Omar. Jeff. Hello, Jeff. Watching in the United States. Mr. Duncan, you should try a product called Night Nurse. Oh yes, I used to take that years ago when I was still living at home. We used to have Night Nurse. It is a type of medicine. The only problem is Night Nurse, this particular product, it makes you very sleepy. I don't think that's a good idea to take something like that before coming on the live chat. Oh dear. Hello also to Marus Saturino. If your throat hurts, you should get some gargling. Gargle. So if you gargle, it means you keep something in your throat and you move it around. You gargle. Like that. Hello, Pappy. Pappy, nice to see you here as well. And Najuan says hello to everyone. Also, Vaselina. I love your name, by the way. Vaselina. It sounds a bit like Vaseline. I'm sure people have said that to you before. Miriam. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Hello from Taiwan. A big hello to Taiwan. And I do have a friend who lives in Taiwan called Ben. So hello, Ben, just in case you're watching. Somehow I don't think you are. Sergio, one of my Italian friends is now landing in Moscow and writing. Atterraggio nel Palesso, which is a little town. Yes, I answered with apparently 15 million people living there. 15 million. That's a lot of people. So you have a friend visiting from Italy. Very nice. Oh, can you believe it? Look, can you see what's happening behind me? The sun is now coming out. I can't believe it. The sun is now starting to come out behind me. Isn't that lovely? Oh, what a lovely surprise. I can't believe the sun is now coming out. Hello from Belarus, says Katerina. Nice to see you here. So we've had a lot of rain today, and I thought it would be a good excuse to show this. I hope you enjoyed that. The now famous puddle dance. We might show that later on because I've had so much trouble here today with the weather. It's been throwing it down. It's been raining heavily. But now it looks as if the sun is trying to come out. So that's nice, isn't it? Tomek says, I would like to announce that my trial is over and I've succeeded in getting the promotion in my job. Partially thanks to you, Mr. Duncan, as the language of the company is English. So thank you, Mr. Duncan. Thank you, Tomek, for that lovely response. So thank you very much to everyone. Because without you, I wouldn't be here doing this. So don't just thank me, but thank everyone for your lovely support as well. Thank you, Tomek. How lovely. And congratulations on your promotion. So apparently Tomek was having a trial period. So trial means something that you are trying out to see if you like it. So congratulations to Tomek on your promotion in your job. Great news. Fantastic. I suppose we should have a round of applause. Oh, suddenly I have a lot of energy. I don't know why. Elia, I hope you will recover soon. Just drink good old English tea. I am drinking lots of water. I have some water here right next to me. So I am drinking plenty of water. One of the problems with having a cold is quite often you will become dehydrated. You will lose a lot of your water in your body. So I'm trying not to become dehydrated. And that's one of the problems. Hello, Alamgir again. A very lazy day for me. I was just lying down throughout the day thinking about my to-do list. Oh, so you are very organised. Not many people do that, including me. Mr. Steve, however, is very organised. However, I am not very organised. So if you make a to-do list, to-do list, it is an actual noun that means something that you write down, maybe a list. And they are all things that you must do or things that you plan to do. So we call that a to-do list. Mohammed says, I am in Iran and I hope you get better soon. Thanks for your lovely message there. I also hope that I get well soon. Chris, try some hot lemon juice. I did try some of Mr. Steve's herbal tea. And also I have my little blue tablets as well. So these I normally take to help my throat when it's feeling painful, as it does right now. Mika, oh yes, in Japan at the moment there is the Rugby World Cup taking place, and I've always found it quite interesting when certain sports appear in a place where you don't realise it or you don't think there is any connection. So yes, I was very intrigued when I found out that the Rugby World Cup was going to be held in Japan. And Mika has been watching all of the games on TV. Guadeloupe, I love to hear about your promotion. And that is a message especially for Tomek. Yes, the sun did come out, and now it's gone back in again. It's gone back in. Amra says you need to stream live in the sun to get well soon. Yes, I should really go out into the sun, but unfortunately the sun has gone again. It's disappeared. Hello to Tomek. Hello to Jeff again. It would be fun to be high on cough syrup. That is actually true. Some people do actually take cough syrup or cough medicine, not because they have a cold, but because it makes them feel good. I think was it Benylin? There is a brand of cough medicine called Benylin, and I think it has something in it that makes you feel very pleasant. Anna says, congratulations to Tomek. Isn't that lovely? So Tomek, you are getting lots of congratulations. Sukat says, we need your English rain here in Argentina. Yes, as I understand it, in South America there are some cases or some instances of drought or a severe lack of rain. So yes, I will try to send some of my lovely rain to Argentina. I will do my best. Hello, Mr. Duncan and everybody. Mirella, thanks for joining me today. Palmyra is here. Is Pedro there? I haven't seen Pedro on the live chat. Is Pedro here? Pedro Belmont, are you here? Anna says, it's really the first day of autumn here in Italy. A fresh, rainy day. Just like here. This morning, the rain was really coming down heavily. It was throwing it down. The rain was coming down heavily. And the water was all starting to flood into my gazebo. It was coming in. Pedro is here. Oh, there is Pedro. Hi, Pedro. Hello, Jose again. The best medicine for your sickness is cognac. Oh, I see. Cognac. Oh. I do believe that if you have a little bit of alcohol, it can help you. But as I said yesterday, if you have too much alcohol when you feel under the weather, it can make you feel worse. Even though quite a few people disagreed with me. Shall we have a look at a clip from one of my full English lessons, because I feel as if I want to have a little rest. Do you mind? Okay. This is an excerpt from one of my full English lessons, and I think the topic that I'm talking about in this clip is very appropriate. There are many commonly confused words in English that have opposite meanings. A good example being the words lend and borrow. Quite often the word borrow is used instead of lend. Can you borrow me your pen? Of course, the word used should be lend, as this word means to let someone have something of yours for a short time. You give something to someone on the understanding that they give it back to you later. You lend it to them. On the other hand, the word borrow means to take something from a person for a short time. You borrow it from them. So, lend is to give temporarily, and borrow is to take temporarily. Lend, borrow, lend, borrow. Rain, rain, go away. Come back another day. I don't know about you, but sometimes I find rain to be a real pain. A pain is an annoying thing. You can feel actual pain or figurative pain. If a person annoys you, then you can say that that person is a pain. Something that causes inconvenience or disruption is a pain. Something that is hard to do can be a pain. A person or thing can be a pain in the neck or a pain in the ass. There are phrases connected to rain, such as save it for a rainy day, which means to keep something back for when it is really needed. The thing in question is normally money. Then there is rain on my parade, which means to spoil someone's enjoyment or create a moody atmosphere at a happy time. I wonder if this rain will ever stop. Rain, rain, go away. Please come back another day. And there it was, an excerpt from one of my full English lessons. And for those who are wondering what this is, hello there, this is a live stream from England, and it's live English with myself, Mr. Duncan. Even though today I'm not feeling very well, I've come down with a cold. I have become a little unwell, to say the least. As it happens, there are many ways of expressing illness. Can you see there on the screen right now? You can feel unwell. You can feel sick. You can also be under the weather. You can be out of sorts. You can also be off colour. So if you are feeling off colour, it means you don't feel very well. You feel unwell. You feel sick. You feel under the weather. You are out of sorts. So out of sorts can be used generally to mean not appear yourself. So maybe if you seem a little unhappy, or maybe if you seem unwell, we can say that you are out of sorts. Off colour is another one. You can be off colour, which means that you don't feel very well. You feel unwell. Sometimes we use this to mean slightly unwell. So if you have a slight illness, we can say that you are off colour. Here's a good one. Have the lurgy. If you have the lurgy, it means you have caught an illness, maybe a virus. So you have the lurgy. And apparently the word lurgy comes from an old radio show that used to be on many years ago called The Goon Show. And apparently the word lurgy came from that radio show. And now a lot of people use it. We can also say that you come down with something. You come down with something. So you have become ill. Something has made you unwell. You have come down with something. You've picked up something. So we can use both of those phrases to mean you have become ill. You have come down with something. You have contracted something. So there's another word. So if you contract, it means you get. You suddenly become overwhelmed by an illness because you have contracted an illness. Maybe you contract or catch a bug, something that goes up your nose and causes you to become unwell. Like today. In my mouth at the moment, I have one of my little blue tablets because my throat is very painful. Hello to Connell. But despite what you hear, one thing is quite clear to keep you from going mad. Say to yourself, I am what I am, whatever they say or do. My life is mine, and whatever they say, I won't give a damn. Isn't that one of my poems? I think it is. All of my papers have just blown away. Excuse me. This is going really well. Sorry about that. All of my papers just blew away. Never lend money to anyone. I think that's a good bit of advice, Blue Thunder. I think so. I lent my friend nearly $56, and I'm still waiting for him to pay me back. So your friend owes you $56 and he hasn't given it to you back. So your friend owes you because he hasn't paid it back. So what about you generally? Do you lend money to people? Sometimes it's not a good idea to lend money because quite often you won't get it back. So that can be a big problem for those who lend money. If you lend money, quite often you won't get it back. Hello to Anna. Hello also to Giacomo. Hello from Venezia in Italy. Nice to see you here today. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Here is Friuli. Here in Friuli, it is raining, and you are better than a cheesecake. I don't think anyone has ever said that to me in my life, ever. There are so many words to describe illness. You are right, Pedro. I wonder what is the worst illness or the rarest illness. There are many illnesses, many types of illness. There are some common illnesses, and I suppose there are many rare illnesses that only certain people get. There are genetic illnesses which tend to affect people in the same family. So there are many types of illness. I suppose the one that most people think about nowadays is cancer. Terrible subject, but it is something that seems to affect everyone. I know at least 3 people who over the last 5 years have been affected by cancer. So cancer is a very common illness, I suppose. Illness, something that causes your body to become weaker and quite often fatal as well. So yes, many different types of cancer. Apparently the most common cause of cancer, or should I say the most common type of cancer in men, is prostate cancer. Apparently it is the most common. Palmyra is saying hello to Luis Mendez. Oh, Luis. Hello, Luis. Are you here? I didn't see you here. Sergio says, all the money that I've ever lent has been lost. See, I have my little blue tablet. I want to put it back into my mouth. Do you mind? Then it will help my throat. And then I can stay with you longer. Hello also to Sergio just said, all the money that I've lent, I have lost, unfortunately. Oh dear. There is a well-known proverb that says, neither a lender nor borrower be, which means never borrow money and never lend money. I think they're pretty good. That's a pretty good proverb. Sherez says, Mr. Duncan, who is your favourite poet in English literature and why? When I was at school, we used to do a lot of poetry. We used to study poetry quite a lot. I always wonder whether poetry is still popular. Is it popular? Is poetry still popular? Massimo We have scored again after a lot of confusion and also a penalty. Massimo, what are you talking about? Are you talking about the World Cup, the Rugby World Cup, taking place at the moment in Japan? I think so. Connell says, you should take a day off work, Mr. Duncan, if you are unwell. The problem is I work for myself, so I have to carry on working. Quite often I have no choice. I have no choice. Sometimes it is hard to take time off when you work by yourself. Mr. Duncan, do you need a prescription for those pills? Well, this isn't really medicine. These are very similar to candy, but they have some special medication inside to help your throat. So that these are not really tablets. They're not really medicine, although you buy them from the chemist. But you can buy them freely, so you don't have to have a prescription from your doctor. My voice is getting worse. Pedro says, unfortunately, poetry isn't popular anymore, and young people hate it. There are certain types of poetry. I suppose, I'm sure someone is going to say I'm wrong, but I suppose you could say that rap is a kind of poetry, would you say? Well, I think so anyway. I do like writing poems. I'm sure if you are a regular viewer, you will have seen many of my poems that I've written myself. And quite often I will feature them in my English lessons. This is a very strange live stream. Belarusia says, I sometimes lend money, but I never want to take it back. Oh, I see. If I know that people have problems to get money or to gain money, well, I suppose that is a big issue with most of us. We need money to survive. We need money to move forwards with our lives. So I suppose if a person is really desperate, if they have no money at all, then I'm sure you would be more than willing to help them out. I think so. Poetry is popular, and I think it is very popular in Iran. Oh, I didn't know that. I did not know that at all. Miriam, I always lend money, but as much as if I lose, but I'm not worried about it. Without helping your friends, what can a person be? Or what can a person do? So, as I just said, yes, I suppose if a person is very desperate, if they are in a very desperate situation, maybe giving them money can really help them. It can help them out of a big problem. Sergio, I use a spray, which is a kind of iodine, and I spray it. Where do you spray it? Do you spray it up your nose? I'm going to sneeze, by the way. $638. Oh, did you hear that? I'm sorry about that. I just let out a big sneeze. Oh. Hello to friends. Long time no see, Mr. Duncan. Well, unfortunately, you are not seeing me at my best. I am under the weather at the moment. I am feeling sick. I have caught Mr. Steve's cold. How terrible. Mr. Duncan, I feel that I have improved my attention as well. I am now able to read the live chat and also to answer classmates and to listen and understand you all at the same time. Well, there you go. So because of watching my live streams, you have developed a new skill. And that is something I say quite often about learning English. It isn't just about learning words, it's also about learning to listen. It is about learning to concentrate. It's also about learning to keep things in your brain. So all of these things are actual skills. Oh, I see. So Sergio sprays the iodine into his mouth, apparently, into his throat. So that's what's happening today. I have a cold and my throat is very sore, very painful. England is the nation of poets, so definitely poetry is popular, especially in your country. I suppose so. When you think of many famous poets, many of them are English or British. Okay, I will get your tablets. Is what we here call palliativo. Oh, I see. Well, the name of the tablets that I'm taking at the moment is actually Strepsils. They're actually called Strepsils. Strepsils, a very interesting name. You might be able to see that actually on the camera. I'm not sure if the camera will focus. Come on, camera. Focus. Focus. Ah, there we go. Can you see it? Strepsils for sore throats and coughs. So there you can see the name of the product. Even though it's been damaged. Let's just see if I can show you. There it is. There it is. So there is the name of the product that I'm actually taking. Strepsils. There. So now you know. But they are normally available in chemists, but you don't need a prescription from your doctor. You don't need that. Hello to Lewis, who says, Mr. Duncan, Steve is always the scapegoat. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't always blame Mr. Steve, and you might be surprised how often Steve blames me for things, to be honest. It is 10 minutes away from 3 o'clock. I'm going to have another break so I can clear my throat and blow my nose. So we are going to have a look at another clip from one of my full English lessons. And this features some very interesting things, including me pushing my wheelbarrow. Can you see what I'm pushing here? It's a very useful piece of garden apparatus. A handy thing to have about when you have large loads and heavy objects to move around. This is a wheelbarrow. You will often see builders and gardeners pushing one of these around. You can transport heavy and cumbersome things safely in a wheelbarrow. You can put garden debris, such as dead leaves and pulled up weeds, into a wheelbarrow, so they can be taken away and disposed of more conveniently. On building sites, you will often see wheelbarrows used for moving heavy material, such as cement or bricks, from one place to another. A wheelbarrow typically has one central wheel, which can either be air-filled or solid. This particular wheelbarrow has been designed to be lightweight, while at the same time robust and sturdy. This is what makes the wheelbarrow an essential tool for making those heavy-duty jobs much easier to carry out. But be careful not to overfill it, or it might tip over, leaving you with an even bigger mess to clear up. Here's a word that seems to be pronounced one way, but is in fact pronounced another. The word is cumulative. The first syllable of this word sounds like the letter Q. The word cumulative is an adjective and means increasing or increased in quantity, degree or force by successive additions. For example, the addition of other things over time creates a cumulative effect. We often talk about a cumulative effect when discussing health issues. The damage caused to the human body by years of poor diet and neglect can be described as being cumulative. We often talk about the cumulative effect on the environment caused by steady ecological neglect. A cumulative effect normally occurs over a period of time, sometimes over many years. The process of accumulation is cumulative, accumulating, growing, progressive, accruing, snowballing, mounting. Poor health in middle age is seen as being caused by cumulative neglect. We can also use the word accumulative in this way too. Whenever we talk about something being subjective, what are we actually saying? Well, the word subjective is often used when discussing opinions and points of view. We often refer to the subjective nature of something. The word subjective relates to each individual's view or perception of something that can be translated in many ways. A good example of this occurs when talking about art. A painting or drawing of something might be interpreted in many ways. When we look at a piece of art, we often try to work out what its meaning is. What is the artist trying to convey? What are they expressing? Of course, one person's interpretation might differ from others. There might be many ways of looking at this particular piece of artwork. So in this case, we can say that the views are all subjective. Each view expressed is a personal point of view. So, any opinion expressed concerning a topic or issue can be described as being subjective. It is an individual point of view. It is a personal opinion. It is open for debate. It is subjective. Thank you for watching me teaching you. And of course, ta-ta for now. And there it was, one of my full English lessons and some excerpts there from Full English number 21. It's a beautiful day now. It was raining earlier, but now the sun is out and everything is looking rather nice. Look at that, a live view from my studio, looking out across the Shropshire landscape, everything looking lovely today. And once again, in the distance, you can see the fields in the distance and the harvest, which has now come to an end. So all of the farmers have now gathered their crops. So the harvest has ended. Meanwhile, I'm here suffering from a cold. So I do apologise today if I seem a little under the weather. Hello to Guadalupe, who says, thanks for teaching us. You are welcome. Serene Snow says, Mr. Steve's cold will go away now that he gave it to you. I think you're right, yes. It is strange that as soon as I developed the cold, Mr. Steve's cold actually disappeared. So yes, I think so. I think Steve has given the cold to me. We will find out all about that in a few moments, because I think I have a feeling Mr. Steve will be arriving very soon to explain himself. Hi, Mr. Duncan. You have a very nice lawn. Thank you very much. The green grass, a small patch of grass, is called a lawn. Lawn. Do you use any special fertilizer on your grass? No. All we do is cut the grass, and of course this year we've had a lot of rain. So because we've had a lot of rain this year, I think that's the reason why the grass looks better, because we've had so much rain, a very wet summer. Pedro is going now. I think these days Pedro is a very busy bee. So Pedro is going. I have a lot on my plate. Pedro has a lot of things to sort out. Don't worry, Pedro. You can always watch this later. So if you miss anything, you can always watch it again. Oh, look, it's coming up to 3 o'clock. I'm hoping Mr. Steve will be here soon. As we approach 3 o'clock, I thought it would be nice, once again, to take a look at the thing that a lot of people seem to like. I'm often asked, Mr. Duncan, can you please show the puddle dance? So I will show it again, and this will be the last time that I will show it today as we approach 3 o'clock here in the UK, and it is a Sunday afternoon. And there it was, the puddle dance for the last time today. Yes, it's 3 o'clock now. I don't know what time it is where you are because I'm not there. There are many ways of expressing feeling ill. And because I have a cold today, I thought I would show you some of the ways. We can say, or you can say, you have caught a cold. You've got a cold. You have the flu. You have caught something. You have a case of something. So in this instance, the word case means instance. So in this case, you are using the word case to mean instance or occurrence. So you have an occurrence of flu or maybe an illness that makes you feel unwell. So you have a case of flu. You have a case of, and then next to it you will put the illness that is affecting you. You have come down with a bug. You have come down with a bug. The word bug can be used in many ways. Or we can say you have picked up something. You've picked up something. So to pick up something means to contract something. You have caught something. So I've caught a cold. I've contracted a cold. So to contract just means get. You have got a cold. You have contracted a cold. A few moments ago I mentioned the word bug. Now here is a very interesting word, and this one can be used in many, many ways as well. Ooh. So there, the word bug at the top of the screen. Bug can be a harmful microorganism, a very small living thing, quite often with a single cell. So a harmful microorganism, such as bacteria, we can describe that as a bug. an illness caused by the above. So a harmful microorganism causes a serious illness, and the illness can also be described as a bug. An activity taken up or done with enthusiasm. You can have a bug for something. For example, Mr. Duncan, I can't even say my own name, Mr. Duncan has the English bug. That means I'm very enthusiastic about English. In US English, in American English, you might say a small insect. A small insect is also a bug. Bug. And there's more. There's more. A concealed or hidden listening device that is used for spying can be described as a bug. A small microphone that has been planted in an office or maybe someone's home, so you can listen to someone talking and they don't realize that you are there listening to them. A concealed or hidden listening device used for spying. And also, for those who are really keen on computers, an error in a computer program can also be described as a bug. You have a bug in your computer. A bug can also exist in software as well. As a verb, the action of concealing a listening device for eavesdropping or the action of recording a conversation in secret can be described as bug. So you bug someone. So in that case, you are using it as a verb. You bug a person. You bug an apartment. To annoy someone. Oh, I like this one. To annoy someone, and this is often used in an informal way, to annoy someone is to bug someone. So if something is bugging you, it means it is annoying you. Maybe a person will bug you. Bug. The origin of the word bug is unknown. No one knows why we use the word bug. So no one knows where it came from. Isn't that strange? And it is amazing when you think about it. There are many words, not only in English, but other languages as well, that people don't know where it came from. They don't know where it derives from or when it was created. So I think that's very interesting. Hello to Lewis. Mr. Duncan, what a beautiful story. There is a beautiful story called The Golden Bug. Is there? I'm not sure of that one. Very interesting, Mr. Duncan. I like your teaching very much. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Belarusia, for that. That's kind of you to say. You'll be okay soon, Mr. Duncan. Don't worry. Oh, by the way, Mr. Steve's coming. I can hear him coughing in the distance. Come on, Mr. Steve. Come on. Yes. Take no notice of Steve. He isn't ill anymore. He's actually over his cold. He's recovered. I'm the one who is sick. So here we go. Here he comes. Ah, dear. Here is the man who has caused me so much misery over the
last 30 years.
Over the past 30 years. Thank you very much. So Steve is here, and first of all, Steve.
Yes?
Are you going to give me an apology?
What, for giving you that cold?
Yes, Steve has made me ill, and that's the reason why I'm feeling under the weather. So it's his fault. He gave me the cold.
Hello, everyone. Well, I had the start of a cold last week, and then it developed into a very bad cold. And as you can probably hear, I'm still a bit coughy with lots of
Coffee.
thick mucus left in my lungs.
Isn't coffee a drink?
Well, yes.
Coughing.
Coughing. I'm coffee, meaning that
Yes.
I'm coughing a lot.
Yes.
And what have I got in my wheelbarrow today, then, do you think?
What is in your wheelbarrow? Well, we saw the wheelbarrow a few moments ago in my full English lesson. So, what do you have in your wheelbarrow?
And we mustn't. Don't have to apologise. I can't help giving you the cold.
I-
I caught it.
I disagree. I think
then,
I think Steve owes me and also you an apology.
I didn't cough deliberately over you or sneeze,
Hmm.
you know, like that. But yes. Careful, Mr. Duncan. Don't lose your balance.
I know. I don't feel very well. I shouldn't be doing this. Really, I shouldn't be here. I'm doing this and I'm ill.
He's a martyr to his cause
I know.
of teaching English.
I know.
Yes, a martyr. Is that a word you've covered before?
Martyr, a person who gives up something for others.
Sometimes his life.
Yes.
Actually, my name, Stephen, comes from... it's the name of a martyr from biblical times.
Oh, okay.
Yes, not that we're getting into religion. Right.
So what's in your wheelbarrow?
Been using a lot of these this week, Mr. Duncan.
Yes, I've got some here. In fact, I will have one now. Thank you.
A tissue.
We all fall down.
Yes. Yes, I've been getting through packets and boxes of these because of all the heavy mucus. How delightful. Mr. Duncan is always berating me because he says I'm always ill with colds, which I am. I get a lot of them.
It's true.
It's my weakness, I think.
It is.
And yet I lead this very healthy regime, or regime, I think you say in America, of going for lots of exercise, taking vitamin C, taking vitamins, all this sort of thing. And yet he hardly gets any colds at all. In fact, since he came back from China...
12 years, I've only had 4 colds.
4 colds, yes.
4.
And I have about 4 a year.
This is my fourth cold in 12 years. That's pretty good. So I think my immune system is very strong.
Yes, well, there's some other things you're not so good at resisting, but cold is one of them. So yes, using a lot of tissues, or the other words for tissues?
Tissue, you can say
Tissue
handkerchief.
Handkerchief.
Or paper handkerchief. So this is a tissue. But also, the funny thing about the word tissue is it also mimics the sound of sneezing. So when you sneeze, you go, a tissue. And this is a tissue. So also some people use the brand name Kleenex. So maybe this can be described as a Kleenex.
I've needed a lot of these. Painkillers, paracetamol.
I need plenty of those.
There are others. This is just a generic brand, so that's got no particular brand name. That's just the name of the drug, and I'm sure a lot of us use that to sort of pain relief. It just makes you feel a bit better. Takes some of the sore throat away and some of that horrible feeling in your head.
Yes.
Got to be very careful with paracetamol, though.
What I love is the attractive lady on the box. Look at that. They've put this
yes.
really attractive lady on the box of tablets. And there is a lady, and I think she's naked as well. There is actually a naked lady on this box of paracetamol, and I have
Let's have a look.
no reason why. I don't understand why she's naked. Can anyone tell us why there's a naked lady on the box of paracetamol?
Yeah, so maybe the idea is that the tablets are going to relieve your pain, but maybe she could as well.
Yes.
So that's maybe that's the message
That's
there.
probably not the only relief she could provide.
Yes, I feel obliged to tell people. I'm sure they already know. Paracetamol is very good as long as you don't take too many. It's one of those drugs that if you take more than 8 a day, you can get seriously ill and poison your liver.
Yes, your liver dies.
Your liver dies.
And
Not
then-
a good way. Well, we won't go into that.
No.
But yes. So no more than 8 a day. Sure, you know that. And you've got to be careful that it's not. If you've got a cold, paracetamol is hiding in lots of other over-the-counter products like cough medicines.
Yes.
So what you can do, you can accidentally take a cough medicine and then take these as well, and you've doubled your dose, and you can be seriously ill.
So too much paracetamol is bad for your liver. So don't use this.
Yes.
Don't take too many at once. And some people take overdoses of paracetamol because they want to end their life. And apparently this is the worst thing you can use, isn't it? Because all you end up doing is killing your liver and leaving yourself in agony. So
How delightful.
definitely not.
A couple of things which are supposed to be good for colds, which don't really work at all, but nevertheless I still take. Vitamin C.
Yes.
Vitamin
You
C.
can use that, by the way, as the monitor.
Oh.
No, that,
Vitamin C has been around for years as a supposed cold remedy.
yeah.
But in fact, there's lots of evidence to show it doesn't actually work at all. I mean, we need so much vitamin C every day in our normal diet,
Yes.
but taking any more hasn't really been proven to have any effect on the cold. But somehow, I still take them anyway.
There are many, but Steve, there are many magic or supposed cures for the cold or something that helps you. So a lot of people believe that eating fruit or eating a lot of fruit when you have a cold can help cure you.
Ah, well, maybe not. The trouble with fruit is it's got lots of acid in it. And what you can, if you take, they actually tell you not to have too much fruit when you've got a cold, because it wears away at the back of your throat, the acid, and makes it actually might make it worse.
Oh dear.
So probably not a good idea to take lots of citrus fruits.
Yes.
Or if you do, drink a glass of water. Here's another one. Here's an old-fashioned sort of remedy. You do it, Mr. Duncan.
Yes.
Echinacea. That's pronounced echinacea.
I don't know why it won't focus on there. It went there.
Echinacea.
Focus.
There we go.
There we go.
It's a sort of traditional herbal remedy, pronounced echinacea. Those are drops, but you can get tablets as well. Again, does it work? I take it because I think it does, but I don't know whether it actually does. There is some evidence that product does help you. Not that, well, any type of echinacea, but anyway, I take it anyway. It didn't help at all this time, but then you take it and you think, well, would it have lasted longer if I didn't take it?
What I love about this is it actually contains alcohol. It says here on the side, can you see what it says there? This product contains ethanol, harmful for people suffering from alcoholism. So if you are an alcoholic, do not take this. I think that's basically...
That's just a sort of a generic warning.
Yes.
I think. I mean, you're not going to have much alcohol from that. You know, a few drops.
What if you had 20 bottles of this?
It's a very expensive way to get drunk.
Yes, but it still might be cheaper than alcohol.
No, this is very expensive. It's about £12 a bottle. Mind you, it lasts a long time. So really, I take them. Do they work? I don't know.
No, they don't work.
This is something you commonly have when you've got a cold at night. After the cold, you often get a cough, don't you? A serious, nasty cough.
I know.
Irritating cough. You can't sleep at night. So here's a sort of example of a cough medicine that we have over here.
Cavonia.
That one's been around for years, and it makes you a bit drowsy and sends you off to sleep. Again, do they work? Probably not. I think just sips of water is probably enough to keep a cough away. But you like your little sweets, don't you? You like the sweets, lozenges.
Yes, I've been sucking one of those today.
Have you? What, while you've been live on air?
Yes.
I think that they definitely do help, don't they? I've found that sucking a sweet definitely does help.
Well,
if you've got a tickly, sore throat.
That particular sweet that I was eating earlier contains menthol. So menthol is very good for clearing your sinus or your nose, your sinuses, and also it relieves the pain in your throat. So yes, I quite enjoyed taking that earlier. So it did help my throat.
Some people abuse cough medicines.
Ugh, that stinks.
I know, it's very strong. It contains something that's quite. Let's have a look. There's alcohol in here, Mr. Duncan?
Let's try some. Shall I try some? Yeah.
See what I've got left. Chesty cough.
Okay.
Chesty.
Okay, Steve, we've got it. So I'm going to try some of this.
I wouldn't. It's about 6 years old. Probably out of date.
Oh, my God, it stinks. It's disgusting. Okay, maybe not. I'm not going to try that.
I wouldn't, because who knows what reaction we'll get. It's probably full of bugs.
Yes. Especially if you've had it. If Mr. Steve's been holding it, it's going to have lots of filthy, disgusting bugs.
There's something in here to make you drowsy at night.
I could do with that.
So could I.
Some people say my live stream is very good for that, for allowing people to go to sleep.
What comments are people making? I haven't even looked at the comments yet.
There it is.
Mr.
There it
Duncan.
is, right in front of
A
you.
wheelbarrow full of pills. Yes, that is correct. I do. I do take lots of pills. It's vitamin D as well. Somebody mentioned earlier that that I take vitamin D, so they must remember that from a past live stream, Mr. Duncan. Amri Wadey says, took vitamin C and D, so well done for remembering that I do take vitamin D. I don't know. I've just broken the top on this bottle.
What are you doing?
I'm fiddling with something while I'm live on air, Mr. Duncan, just the top of this bottle.
Okay.
And yes, so I do take vitamin D. It is supposed to help with cold, because we're all supposed to be a bit deficient in vitamin D.
Deficient.
Deficient.
If you are deficient, it means lacking. It means you are...
Don't have enough of it.
You don't have enough of something, so maybe you are deficient. You are... The level of a certain thing is too low.
Because if you live in countries like the UK, where we don't get a huge amount of sunlight, and we're being told not to go in the sun because it's bad for your skin, so people put sun cream on, they cover themselves up, and over a period of time, your body becomes depleted of vitamin D, which naturally you get mostly from sunlight. So they think that it's worth taking a vitamin D supplement if you don't get very much sunlight, and that can help fight off infections. But the colds have come very early this year. Normally, I don't get a cold till sort of October, November time, but this is, we're still in September, so I was taken by surprise that I was getting a cold this early.
And one of the things is also that we know lots of people who have colds, including our neighbours.
Guadalupe says raw garlic is good too.
Yes. But we like garlic anyway.
Lewis says don't go back to work. Well, I did have last Monday off work.
Yes.
I should have had more than 1 day off, but I had so much to do. I couldn't really not go back. Aspirin, yes, Anna. Aspirin is an alternative painkiller to paracetamol. Aspirin's had a bit of bad press, though, over the last number of years because it's one of those class of painkillers which are very bad for your stomach.
Well, the other thing, but don't they say also aspirin is very good if you are going on a plane?
Well, they used to, because that's what aspirin does, is it thins your blood out.
So it makes your blood more liquidy.
Yes, but they don't advise it now.
Oh, okay.
Because you're also more susceptible to bleeding and to getting stomach ulcers and things like that. So on balance, they're not saying that it's very good now.
So now taking aspirin before you go on a flight is not recommended.
They don't recommend it.
Okay.
Another class of painkillers which is related to aspirin is ibuprofen.
Okay.
And you've got to be careful with that one as well because it's corrosive to the stomach lining. All those types are. Paracetamol is very good. You can take it on an empty stomach. It's a very incredibly safe drug as long as you don't have more than the recommended dose.
So
aspirin, ibuprofen, they're very bad for your stomach, and if you've got if you suffer from sort of over acid or stomach or problems with your stomach, you shouldn't take them, and you certainly shouldn't take them on an empty stomach.
No. So a lot of medicine anyway, you're supposed to eat something before you actually take it.
Some of them, yeah. Some antibiotics you mustn't, but yeah.
Sergio says vitamin C sucks, vitamin B rules.
Well, they're for different things in the body, aren't they? Yes, yeah, exactly. So as long as you're having a balanced diet, you shouldn't need vitamins, but I don't know, I take them anyway.
Anyway, very interesting. Very interesting to see what you had in your wheelbarrow today.
They're all legally obtainable drugs.
Yes, they are legal. So nothing we've shown you today is illegal.
Ah, yes. Kay says, did you try turmeric? Good for your liver, skin, heart. Yes, this has become popular now. Turmeric. As a cure for lots of things, inflammation of your joints, all sorts. It's supposed to be very good for make you very alert mentally as well.
Yeah, you definitely need that.
I definitely need that, and I do take a drink, don't I?
Yes.
With turmeric in it.
Yes.
These tea bags with turmeric. It's delicious.
Like a herbal tea.
Yes, and I put it in curries as well.
Yes, I know. The other week he put too much in, and I had terrible diarrhea the next day.
It was a bit yellow, the curry.
Yes, that's not the only thing that was yellow.
Yes, hello, Belarusia, hello. I don't think I've seen you I don't think you've been on when I've been on, or at least not made a comment. So lovely to see you. Lovely to say hello to Belarusia.
That's good.
Ibuprofen, yes, that's it. Just got to be careful with it because it can give you a bad tummy.
Yes,
but I'm sure you're fine.
It can dissolve. It can dissolve your insides.
Yes, my mother got quite ill on it.
It might rot your shoes.
I think they say you're only supposed to take it for 5 days, and then
Anyway,
that's it.
Anyway, we are coming towards the end. We are almost finished today.
Really?
Yes. So it's almost time to say goodbye. So I think Mr. Steve is going to say goodbye now, even though he didn't apologise. He didn't apologise.
Well, I have apologised.
You didn't apologise for giving me your cold. You've made me ill.
Antioxidants. Yes, that's the buzzword.
Steve has affected my work.
But in a good way, because look, we've been able to talk about colds. See, a lot of people say they've got flu, don't they? Oh, I've got the flu. When in fact they've just got a common cold.
Yes, some people do exaggerate.
Exaggerate. Oh, can't come. You go into work. So I've got the flu. If you've actually got the flu, then you literally have to go to bed because it's a very different condition to a cold. If you've got the flu, then that will put you into bed, and you can be seriously ill. Whereas a common cold, you can walk about, you can get on with life normally.
Yes. Flu is something that when you have it, you know you have it because it makes you very ill.
Yes, they say you're so ill. If there was a £5, if there was some money that somebody had dropped on the floor, you just couldn't be bothered to pick it up.
Okay, that might be the strangest reference I've ever heard.
My father used to, when he had a cold, he had a lot of colds, he would always take whiskey. He'd go to bed, hot toddy he used to call it. He'd warm up the whiskey with some water.
Didn't your dad always take whiskey for everything?
Well, that's another story, but
every day.
He said it worked. A lot of people say that a bit of alcohol helps with the cold. Well, even if it doesn't, you feel better. Right, I'm going now. Any other comments, Mr. Duncan?
Abril says, you need to rest, both of you. Well, Steve is going to make a cup of tea, and we're going to have a tea cake in a moment.
Palmyra, you're right. There's no such thing as a safe medicine. I think you're right there.
Yes.
They're only safe as long as you take them in the proper dosages. And even then, they've all got side effects.
Yes, so all medicine is dangerous, I suppose. But then you can have too much of anything. You can have too much water. If you drink too much water, it can kill you. So anything can kill you, but especially medicine. So always handle medicine with care. Keep away from children and always check the package.
Ooh.
Always read the label.
Lewis says that he thinks he's coming down with flu.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. You've got to run with. We don't want you to get that.
No.
Right. I'll go and prepare the tea and the tea cakes.
That's it.
And then we can rest.
And I am going to wrap up this live stream. Ooh.
Bye-bye, everyone. See you next week, Mr. Duncan.
Yes.
If he lets me on.
You can come back next week.
Oh.
I forgive you.
Bye.
So there is Steve saying goodbye once again, and I will be saying goodbye. Steve making his usual silent departure. So what's Steve going to do today as he walks by? Let's have a look, shall we? Come on, Steve, do something great for us. That's disgusting. Did you see that? Mr. Steve dropped his handkerchief on the floor. His dirty handkerchief. Terrible. I'm going now. It's almost time to say goodbye. I hope you've enjoyed today's lesson. It's been very interesting, even though I'm not feeling very well. Hopefully next weekend, I will be feeling better. By the way, the live times, Saturday, 12 p.m, just after midday, UK time. And on Sunday, every Sunday, I am here live as well from 2 p.m. UK time. And if you want to get in touch, Facebook, I am on Facebook. Excuse me. Also, you can email me, and if you want to make a donation, because I might have to buy lots of pills and tablets next week to keep me alive, you can make a donation as well, large or small. Large, if you have just won the lottery, maybe you are now a millionaire, you can actually make a donation. Thank you very much, and I would appreciate that, because I do everything for free. It doesn't cost you a penny. This is Mr. Duncan saying goodbye. I hope you've enjoyed today. Thank you, Amri. Thank you, Hiroko. Thank you, Lena. Thank you, Duong. Thank you, Guadeloupe. Thank you also, Belarusia. Yes, we are about to have a lovely cup of tea. I am going to have some Earl Grey tea. Very English, don't you think? And also, thanks a lot for your company. Thank you, Massimo. Thank you, Umberto. Thank you, Mika. I will see you next Saturday from 12 midday, and of course on Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time. And who knows, I might also do something during the week, maybe a little surprise. We will have to wait and see. Thank you, Martha. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Olga. Hello, Olga. I didn't see you here today. Thanks for joining me. I'm going now. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of English, saying thanks for joining me today. Despite my illness, I hope next weekend I will be fighting fit. I hope next weekend I will be as fit as a fiddle. And of course, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Until the next time we meet here on YouTube. Ta-ta for now.